Welcome to level 2. You arrived at the next level to understand the feedback engine. What did you learn in level 1? You learn how we can integrate the feedback engine into Touch Designer, where to copy the presets and how to get a signal out from the feedback engine into Resoluma. Today in level 2 I would like to show you how to get other video sources into the feedback engine. The video synthesis of the feedback engine can be used as a standalone version, but also as a plugin or image filter. I have prepared a little something for this. I've created different video sources here. Let's start with the simplest one. That would just be a rectangle here. I have to connect this rectangle with the video in of the container. I can see it here. Okay, alright. The rectangle is processed immediately in the feedback engine. The output. I'm going to create a null here to show what the feedback engine is doing in the background. Okay, so far so good. So, we have now added a null here. I put the null to one side here and then switch it on accordingly. Right. Now I would just connect the apple. That means we are now bringing color into play. So, what happens when we bring color into the game? As you can see, the feedback engine already reacts quite differently to this color image. You can also use other sources and all the other possibilities of Touch Designer. I only dive in shortly. For example, using the same rectangle here. I brought the whole thing to a switch and added a displays here. Then I put it into a 3D environment, added a camera and a light. You see here's a movement, which is also brought in with the code RBS time. Then I created this 3D render, image or video. And you can also bring this video into this engine and see what happens. And now it happens accordingly. So, in principle, you can integrate any top. So it has to be a video that you want to bring into the engine. In other words, you can theoretically use any video device you want, just like a webcam. Yes, that means the camera here, for example. You can see me here a bit dark. That you can also put it into the feedback engine. And the engine does its job. What you can doing with the signal, for example the in-level video here. I would still like to show that. The webcam is not so bright and have not much influence of the feedback. In other words, if you somehow have a source that really doesn't give much, then there is an in-level here in the parameter overview. You can easily and simply increase the brightness, gamma, for the feedback engine in order to get a better result in the feedback. So far, so good. These are now the ins, but you also have the option, which would also be really interesting for the live performance from Resoluma, to go into the feedback engine here. This would work again via SP out. Once I've started Resoluma, I'll show you exactly what I'm meaning. Well, we have Resoluma, and then we have the outputs up here, and there is already texture sharing in brackets, SP out. As soon as this is active, I make it active again. You can see here point is active. You can also integrate the whole thing in Touch Designer. I would now look here to add the operator SP out. Then we look at sender name. What is there? Yeah, the feedback engine is the transmitter to Resolume, you know, I shown you before. Arena is the receiver to our feedback engine. Okay, you can also bring this into the feedback engine here, and the filter is immediately applied to the feedback engine. In principle, this is also an option for creating a mixed environment. That is, I'd like to do. You see here. Okay, alright. Now I have a mix option in Resolume, which means you can mix your filters in here with the transitions or fade filters from Resolume. For example, I chose noise, which gives you even more possibilities. There are many more ways to process the whole thing here. But that's not all. You can also use a signal from another device or computer via network. I would also try to simulate this here with Resolume via network streaming NDE. All you have to do is select the operator. The operator calls NDE in. Now you have to see if we can see this transmitter. Yes, we can see the external desktop composition Resolume. We can also integrate it into the feedback engine here, and this also works wonderfully with Resolume. But we are going to do this here with an eye. Well, go out on the network side. So, I would only ever recommend an NDE if you are trying to share the whole thing over the network, or have a project over the network where you want to realize the whole thing. There you see the server name from Touch Designer. Okay, alright, NDE is here. Depending on the network, it is of course a matter to use a gigabit network to get good results via an NDE. Okay, how can I connect additional video sources here? You can also use a Blackmagic ATEM Mini, for example. This is a small video mixer from Blackmagic that works as a webcam. In other words, it would work like this webcam. This webcam then has additional sources that you can switch between. That is up to you. You can also change the signal afterwards in Touch Designer. With this now. Please note, however, that if you want to go out, you really have to put another SP out behind it to get it in another program. Because this SP out that you see here in Resolume with the name Feedback Engine is directly coming from the Feedback Engine and doesn't come from behind. So, as soon as you add something behind the Feedback Engine, please make sure that you set another SP out accordingly. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. In level 3, I will show you how to connect a MIDI device to the Feedback Engine. And see you next time.